Act 1, Scene 3. Volumnia, Matthew's mother, and Vigilia, Matthew's wife, are home sewing, waiting patiently. Vigilia is sad that her husband is away in the battlefield, but Volumnia tells her to be cheerful about her husband's triumph and the glory that he can achieve in battle and that he will bring back home. She is extremely proud of her son's achievement, as she had sent him to battle as a boy so that he can gain honor and become a man. She tells Vigilia, if your husband were my husband, I would prefer him to spend more time in the battlefield than to spend time at home making love to me. Volumnia prefers her son to die in battle or in a noble manner than to refuse to fight and live. She tells her, I would prefer to lose 11 children in war. The joy that she gets when her son brings back military honor is the same joy she had shared when she had given birth to this boy and she had been told that her baby was a boy. Volumnia prefers her son to die in battle. She prefers him to bring honor and have wounds on his body. She's extremely preoccupied with her son's occupation and honor and the Roman ideals of military service and valor. Vigilia does not want to hear of Matthew's exploit or the possibility that he might have been hurt. Valeria, a friend of theirs, and a Roman gentlewoman, comes to urge them to go out of the house. She remarks on how adorable Vigilia's son is and how he resembles his father physically and in mannerism. He had caught a butterfly and torn it into pieces the other day. She compares Vigilia's patience of waiting for her husband to Penelope, who had waited for her husband, Odysseus. Vigilia does not want to go out until her husband returns. She is sad that he is away and feels guilty to have fun while her husband is in the battlefield. Despite the plea from the other woman, she prefers to stay at home and sew. There is news coming in that her husband has recorded some victories, but she stays behind. Vigilia may be an ideal and patient Roman wife, but she is too meek for Volumnia and her iron will and her belief in the Roman, ideals of military service and valor. Volumnia is a war-driven woman who is wrapped up in her son's triumph. She seems to be a woman who prizes triumph over personal relationship. She will rejoice in her son's absence in battle than his loving presence at home. Yet she is the first to profess joy at his triumph in battle. She introduces one of the key themes of the play, which is a warlike virtue versus real virtue. Volumnia believes that courage and distinction in battle are more important than any other quality, and that being a hero is more important than everything else. Honor, bravery, patriotism. This is the view that was popular in ancient Rome at the time. As Volumnia says, I had rather had 7 sons die nobly. Volumnia clearly believes that military glory and valor is a crucial thing, though not all of Rome share the same belief as hers. There is the use of imagery, which points to the fact that Volumnia's mind is with Matthews, and she takes great interest in Matthew's pursuit in, I hear hither your husband's drum. See him pluck Ophidius down by the hair. The imagery is sound and visual that show that she is intent on imagining where her son is and what he is doing. She also calls her son a harvestman, which is a metaphor That is interesting, since Matthews only reaps death and destruction, not anything useful like grain. There is also the use of allusion to Hector, another ancient Roman hero, who is similar to Matthews in military achievement, and again expresses a belief that tenderness and show of love are not as important as military glory. There is another allusion when Valeria compares Vigilia to Penelope to prove that she is an ideal wife who is faithful to her husband. She cares for him much when he is away and waits patiently for his return. Vigilia is portrayed as a loving, patient, and longing woman as compared to Volumnia and Valeria, who care about their loved ones but do not suspend their lives while they are away. Vigilia is worried about what might befall her husband in the battlefield. Valeria suggests that Vigilia should seek a better diversion than sowing. Here, we see the much influence that Volumnia has on building the character and the man that Coriolanus, or Matthews at this point, has grown to become.